The new comedy Bless This Mess follows newlyweds Rio and Mike as they make the decision to move from big city New York to rural Nebraska. And you can imagine the comedy that happens when two city slickers wind up, well, frankly, in the middle of nowhere. Joining us now is Lake Bell, who plays Rio. Hey, congrats on the premiere tonight.
Thank you. I'm really excited. I'm excited for America to finally see the show that we've been working on. You know, it's a very romantic ideal. You know, the idea of just kind of like, you know, picking up and leaving the city and buying a plot of dirt, or just, you know, putting your hands through the soil. You know, it's a dream that I had, which is why we made the show. But of course, the reality of that, it's much more complicated.
Yes, it is. Let's talk about this reality. So the premise is you're a married couple and you're coming from New York City. Why would you end up in a farmhouse in Nebraska? Well, why would you take this on?
So yeah. So it's about this newlywed couple who are like, you know, they're like quasi hipster types, they're Manhattanites, little type A, and my husband, who played by Dax Shepard, gets left this farm in Nebraska that he used to visit when he was a kid. And so he thinks of himself as very capable, you know, and I'm like, oh, I'm with him because he's like a farmer guy. But then we get there, and obviously the local community, which is like, you know, they're kind of like, you can't just come here and be a farmer. I mean, that takes like hundreds of years sometimes to learn how to do that. So, you know, they get a pretty rude reality check, and honestly, we look like the turkeys. We get the egg on our face, and this is very self-deprecating to kind of these like new age hipster types.
Oh, totally. Yeah, country people laugh at city people. I've lived both lives. I grew up in the country, but I lived in LA.
You did?
Yeah, so I've lived both. So I really do understand both sides of the thinking. So in addition to kind of, you know, the city versus country thing going on here, and you're a married woman, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I did it.
As am I. Is this whole idea of entering into revamping any kind of a house with a spouse is a special kind of challenge that I can only equate to like hell, basically. So how is this for you guys?
I think that, you know, Liz Merriweather and I, when we made the show, we like created it and wrote it together, we both were like somewhat newly married, you know, and we enjoyed all the fodder for comedy in and around that like newlywed space where you're trying to be your best version of yourself, you know, and then it starts to unfurl, you know, especially in extraordinary situations like moving to a farm in Nebraska where you know how to do nothing, you know, or trying to fix a house where you fall through the floor, you know, so.
Oh, I'm laughing so hard at that. There is something that happens to couples, yeah, in that first year. I've been married almost 10 years. As I look at newlyweds now, you can just smell that they are still being extremely polite together, almost unnecessarily so.
I know, and
yes,
all of the things that you find so, and look, I think marriage is awesome. Marriage is great. And
amen.
It's hard work, and you know, and I feel like you always hear that, but in actuality, it's kind of a great ground for comedy, you know. So if you want to you feel some good vibes, enjoy your marriage, and be glad that you're not renovating a house together, then you need to watch Bless This Mess tonight.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Let's be honest for a moment with each other. Okay, so between you and Dax, who's tougher?
Okay.
Because I know we're climbing on roofs, we're going through barns, we're dealing with cows, large bovine. Yeah.
I love me some bovine hugging. I have been hugging cows on this set all the day long. But what I will say is Dax he's playing very incapable, but he's tremendous. He's like very handy, and I'm just giving him some props there because I want everyone to know that, you know, he knows how to like fix a roof and stuff. He's built a deck. I think you like rebuilt a car before many times.
That is so generous of you as a co-host, because frankly my co-host is totally useless when it comes to domestic duties, but I do love him anyway, so it's all good.
That's fair. Wow. That's like some pressing, that's some co-host therapy stuff there.
There you go. Yeah, I might need to work that out. Great to talk to you. Congrats on the show.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Tune in for Bless This Mess series premiere tonight at 9:30 right here on Channel 13. For a sneak peek, head to abc.com.